Hello and welcome to today's webinar. We are so glad that you're joining us today. This is our third part of our series for our Spring Topic Tuesday Professional Development webinar, hearing from some great panelists for our Mississippi community colleges. We're so excited to have these individuals joining us today. So as everyone gets started, just a few housekeeping reminders. With this being in webinar mode, we cannot see or hear you, but there are some features that you'll see at the bottom of. So Shannon, if you'll go to the next slide. Your control panel that you have as a participant, you can see that there's a chat feature. If you'll use that for any technical issues that you may be having, and the Q&A feature is where we would ask for you to drop your questions for our panelists throughout today's presentation. Although we are not able to see and hear you, we still want to interact with you. So making this as engaging as possible, as well as informative, is important to us. So with that being said, we've got an entry activity for everyone to participate in. We've got a poll that we're about to activate if you will answer this question. At what percentage rate are Phi Theta Kappa students graduating from their four-year institutions once transferring from a community college? As you might remember from last week's information session and webinar, Phi Theta Kappa is the honor society for community colleges all across international, headquartered in Jackson. So I'm going to launch the poll and you'll see it pop up on your screen. We'd love to have you participate in this activity as we have fellow webinar participants join us today. So the question is, at what percentage rate are Phi Theta Kappa students graduating from their four-year institutions once transferring from the community college? Welcome to the webinar. If you haven't already answered the poll question, you can see it up on the screen. We would love to get your feedback. It's just a fun, welcome, engaging activity for today's webinar. So we're talking community colleges, and this is the third part in our series. We've got some great information from our panelists today. We're so excited that you're joining us. We want to make sure that you get a little extra today, a little lagniappe of knowledge. And so we're going to talk in this poll just a little bit about Phi Theta Kappa, the International Honor Society, exclusively for community college students. All right, give everybody about 5 more seconds to get your answer in on the screen. Okay, I'm going to end the polling. Let's look at the results. So the correct answer is actually 95%. Well, I appreciate the people who are thinking it's 100%. It's very close to that, but it is actually 95%. So just know that the students who join Phi Theta Kappa, whether they're your high school students, because you've been involved with them in dual enrollment and they've had that opportunity, or they are community college students, know the benefit of joining Phi Theta Kappa is well beyond just the activities there at the community college, but also set them up for success after they transfer to the four-year institutions with very high graduation rates. They're at 95%. So thanks for participating in our poll today, and I'll hand it over to Shannon to get us started for the webinar.
Okay, good morning. Hello and welcome to the webinar. I'm Shannon Grimsley, Director of State Outreach for the Woodward Hans Education Foundation and the Get to College program. We are recording today's session and we'll send a link to anyone who is registered. For those watching the recording, today's date is February 16th, 2021, and we'll go ahead and note that there's a little bit of snow on the ground in a lot of places in Mississippi on today. And the material in this webinar is current through the 2021 school year. In today's session, Distinctive Strengths and Programs of Mississippi Community Colleges, you will hear from representatives from Co-Lin Community College, Jones College, Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, Pearl River Community College, and Southwest Community College. They will be sharing with you what makes their colleges distinctive and highlight some of their premier programs. I will now share a little background on Get to College and a few logistics about the webinar before we get started. Get to College is a nonprofit program of the Woodward Hines Education Foundation. We have 3 centers in Mississippi, one in Jackson, one in Ocean Springs, and one in South Haven. And we help parents, students, and high school counselors with all aspects of the college planning and financial aid process. And all of our services are 100% completely free. In our centers, we offer personalized college counseling appointments where we can help students know when to apply for admission and scholarships, help fill out their Fafsa, the free application for federal student aid, and advise on essay writing and interviewing. For this spring semester, we are offering all of our services in a virtual manner. This will include the counselor webinar series and professional development opportunities, which you're taking part in right now, student and parent workshops, remote FAFSA completion, and two-way text messaging. As Kirsten mentioned earlier, during the webinar, we cannot see or hear you, but we ask that you interact with us and ask questions through the chat or the Q&A at any time. Our agenda for today will be our presentation from the 5 community colleges. We will then move into a Q&A session. So if you have any questions, make sure you're dropping that in the chat or the Q&A so that we can answer those at the end. And then we'll go over our upcoming webinars and go over our contact information. Today's presenters from the Get to College side are myself and then Kirsten Dufour, who's the Assistant Director and Project Manager. She will be replying to the Q&A today, and we will have that time at the end with the presenters to answer your questions. So what you've all been waiting for now is we will now hear from our presenters. We will hear from Aaliyah Dunn at Co-Lin Community College first. Then we will hear from Hannah Burnett and Claire Ishii from Jones College. Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, we have several presenters, Amanda Griffin and Delana Harris. Then we will hear from Pearl River Community College, hearing from Richard Gleber. And at the end, Southwest Community College, Karen Lee Brister. All right, so we will go in order today of alphabetical order by college name. And presenters, I will be navigating your slides for you today. So just let me know when you're ready to flip to the next slide. Each panelist will have about 6 to 8 minutes for their presentation, and Kirsten will help us keep track of time. I will now turn it over to Co-Lin Community College to get us started.
All right, good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are staying warm during this snow winter storm. I'm Aaliyah Dunn from Co-Lin Community College, and we're just going to be talking about our programs and little things that we have offering at Co-Lin. Okay, so at Co-Lin, you can pursue your first 2 years of coursework towards any academic degree. So basically, if you want to do biology or psychology, you can do those first 2 gen ed courses, your first 2 years of gen ed courses at Co-Lin, and then they will transfer to a university. So you won't be kind of what people think held back or whatnot. You will start as a junior, or you can complete one of our two-year career technical programs, which is our CTE programs, and we have so many to offer, and some of them are typically 100% job placement, and have a 100% test scores as far as our nursing. All right, the next. So these are a list of our career and technical programs. Let me move my screen a little bit. So one of our bigger ones that we have cosmetology, we have automotive technology, which is, typically 100% job placement. We also have EMT and paramedic, and our radiology department is a very competitive department, as well as our welding. And we do have certain career and technical programs that are not offered only on the Wesson campus, but on either our Simpson County campus or our Natchez campus, which we share with Alcorn. Okay. So at Co-Lin, whether you want to get a solid academic foundation towards a 4-year degree, or work in 2 years or less learning of a competitive salary, we have something for you. So basically, regardless on what you want to do, we have a program that is geared towards what you want to do to further your career. Our CTE programs, they're very hands-on. You can get an AA, which is an AAS, which is an Associate of Science, or you can just get a career or technical certificate. And those certificates do go a long way, like with our cosmetology program. Not only do we have cosmetology if you want to work at a salon, but if you also want to teach, we also have a program for that. And with our career and technical programs, not only are they hands-on, but like I said earlier, they are 100%, some of them are 100% job placement. So once you get into that program, most likely you will have a job coming right after. Also, with our academic programs, they are transferable as long as you're doing academic classes, they will transfer to a university. So you don't have to worry about it going. You don't have to worry about going to university starting out as a freshman or a sophomore. As long as you're doing your academic courses and your gen ed courses, you will transfer and be a junior. Another great program that Co-Lin has to offer is our e-learning. Since the pandemic, we have made more of an effort to have more of our e-learning, which is our online classes. Most of the classes that are on ground, you can also take online. We also have something called Click A, Click B, a Maymester and a Wintermester, and we also have short-term 8 weeks. So basically, you can take a 16 weeks worth of work in 8 weeks, or 16 weeks worth of work in 4 weeks. It's a tongue twister. And you can do this by doing our online. So most of our classes that are online are also on ground, and vice versa. So, and you can, if you come on campus, you can take both online and on ground. We take pride in keeping our students safe, and that's one of the reasons why we made an effort to put most of our classes also online. So yeah.
All right, good morning, guys, and we are so excited that you are tuning in and you are here to, learn more about pursuing your education and taking those next steps in your education after, you graduate from high school. I know I speak probably on behalf of everyone when I say that going to a community college is the reason that I feel like I am where I am today. I loved it, would have stayed at Jones for 4 years if I could have, and I'm so excited to tell you guys all about why our students choose Jones. And we can go to the next one. My name is Claire Ishii. I'm the Director of Recruitment at Jones, and I work alongside Ms. Hannah Burnett, who I love. We have, wonderful time working at Jones. But when it comes to why students come to Jones, we ask them themselves. We say, what are your reasons behind choosing Jones? And these are some of the reasons that they tell us. So with class sizes, you're going to be in a classroom environment that is going to be very similar to the environment that you're in now. You're still taking that next step up to the college level, but it's not going to be so overwhelming that it would be something that's not enjoyable. I know when you go straight off the bat to a university, some of those classes, especially any freshman level class, it's very possible you could be in that class with over 100 people. So we also have scholarship opportunities, and we have some updates to those that we're going to talk about as well. The cost of attendance, which Ms. Burnett is going to go over. Our campus environment and campus life. For it to be a 2-year college, a lot of students come tour the campus and say, well, this feels like a university. So they really, really like the environment and everything that they see on campus while they're there. The ease of transition and the location. We do have a lot of our students that are in district that choose to come to Jones when they graduate. But we also have a lot of out-of-district students as well as out-of-state, and then we have some foreign students as well. We also offer an academic route and a CTE route. So if you are wanting to get those 2 years of freshman and sophomore courses, transfer on to a university to get your bachelor's, you can do that at Jones. But if you want to get certified in a specific area and program and you want to go straight into the workforce, you can do that at Jones as well. We also have the multiple learning formats, and we had that in place prior to COVID. So we've always had hybrid classes. We've always had traditional, and we now have fully online. You know, we have a lot of students that have opted to go that route because of COVID. And then we also offer the mini sessions as well. But one of the number one reasons why students have made Jones their home after they've graduated is because we've simplified our enrollment process. Traditionally, you would go to a school and start with recruiting and then maybe bounce over to admissions, then talk to an academic advisor. Now you'll actually go to one point person for all of that, and that is your admissions counselor. And those counselors are assigned based on the first letter of your last name. They will be with you from the moment that you start as a freshman and until you graduate as a sophomore, and they are there to help you with a multitude of different things. And they are also going to be able to answer questions about financial aid, admissions requirements, major changes, schedule changes, all of it. So you're constantly going to have that person that is available to you to answer any questions that you might have about joining us at Jones. We can go to the next one.
Good morning. Now I'm going to talk about our tuition and book fees and a little bit about housing. Our tuition rate right now is at $125 per credit hour with a $60 registration fee. And what that means is every time we make a class schedule for a student, so at max, you'll see that 3 times a year. We are strictly ebooks on campus, and so that you'll see a book charge of $30 per credit hour. Usually about a 3-hour class is going to be that $90 book charge. For housing, we still have a paper application that can be downloaded on our website, filled out and mailed in, or you can turn it in personally to the school. It is a $50 processing fee. For the fall semester, this is including your meal plan. It's $2,066. And then for the spring semester, it always drops down a little bit and students and parents save money. And for returning students, you're going to look at a charge of $1,666. And for new dorm students, you're going to see that $1,866.
So we have recently made some changes to our academic scholarships, which we are very excited about. We're working on getting all of this put onto our website very soon. But what we have done is basically we have condensed our scholarships that were in the academic scholarship category into 4 different areas. So you have your presidential excellence. You're able to look at that and see if you meet those requirements. Typically, a presidential was only for vowels and sals, but now students with a super score of 29 or higher on the ACT also get that presidential. We will be using super scores from this point forward to determine ACT scholarships and then scholarship eligibility across the board. We now have the academic distinction, which is for students that have an ACT score of 25 to 28. Academic achievement for students who have an ACT score of 21 to 24, and then the Rising Leader Scholarship. That's one we're really excited about because that opens up doors for students who previously had not been able to get any type of academic scholarship. Now, if you have an 18 to a 20 on the ACT, you are going to be able to get that scholarship, and it will serve as an academic scholarship towards paying for the cost of your balance while attending school at Jones.
We also have our CTE scholarship. This is a couple of years old, so we've had this in place. The academic part of the scholarships did change a lot, but this is one that did not. This one has stayed the same. We have half tuition and full tuition scholarship available for students that have enrolled in a CTE program throughout their high school. They do have to be, a legal resident of Mississippi. They have to receive their high school diploma. Complete that 2-year program, be a first-time entering freshman for Jones, and then they are to enroll in a minimum of 15 hours each semester, and then they must accept this scholarship within 1 year of high school graduation. And then also while they're doing their classes, they must have a 2.5 GPA. And then students are expected to enroll in a CTE program at Jones College. The main difference between the two are between the half tuition and the full tuition is going to be that that high school GPA. For half tuition, it's going to be a 3.0, and then for full tuition, you have to have that high school GPA of a 3.5.
All right, so we have 4 different divisions within our CTE umbrella. We have Ag Services, Business and Technology. We can go on to the next slide and highlight Industrial Services as well. And we are actually featuring all of our CTE programs on our recruitment social media this week. So we'll give you some information on how you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram as well. In Industrial Services, which is the largest CTE division, we have civil engineering, electrical technology, welding, oil and gas production. And then we can go on to the final division, which is our Health and Human Services division. So that's going to encompass early childhood technology, EMT, healthcare assistant, and many more. If any of you guys are interested in any of these programs, we actually have a new feature on our website. You can visit jcjc.edu and click on academics and then on CTE. And then you can visit the program page for each of these areas to see what your average salary would be graduating from one of these programs, depending on if you get a career certificate, technical certificate, or Associates of Applied Science. And you can also see some of the different occupations that you would be looking at as far as when you graduate from these programs.
All right, and to end our slides, we like to show our social media platforms. We take pride in what we put out there for all our students and even teachers and counselors that are helping these students get to the next level after high school. And so we have Instagram and Facebook. JC Future Bobcats is our social media for our Instagram. And then we also have our Bobcat Brigade members, which are our student recruiters. So it's a student platform, and that is JC Bobcat Brigade. That is a really good one to follow. They've done some Instagram takeovers, so you get to see what a life of a Bobcat is like. And then for Facebook, we have Jones Recruiting. So please, go and follow us. Keep up with the latest info that we have. We're putting out tryout dates and different things for different programs and athletics. Also, if you want to apply to the college for either summer or fall, please visit our website, jcjc.edu/apply. It's super easy to apply, takes 3 to 5 minutes.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. With Pearl River Community College, we think we're a great fit for students transitioning out of high school into their next part of their educational journey. And various reasons why. Part of it is affordable, and we are very affordable. In the last 4 years, Pearl River has not raised their tuition. We're $16.25 per semester. We have ACT scholarships. We have 2 different types of scholarships. We have our academic based on ACT or our career technical scholarships. So our academic scholarships begin at 18. Our career technical begins similar to Jones. You have to complete a 2-year program in the state of Mississippi. 3.0 to a 3.49 is half tuition. A 3.5 to a 4.0 is a full tuition. With our CTE and allied health scholarships, if you completed those programs in high school, you do not have to continue on that pathway at Pearl River. So if you took welding in high school, but you want to get work towards a business degree, you can still use that career technical scholarship towards your business. Flexible, we have 4 campuses: Poplarville, Forest County, Hancock, and then also our online campus. And then we are offering face-to-face plus the hybrid model too. With our smaller, when we say smaller campus, we mean compared to our 4-year counterparts, it allows for personal attention, allows for our faculty our instructors to get to know the students. Your students would be, there is a face to a name. It's not going to be a number at Pearl River Community College. And also with campus life, our student government and student activities, they have 2 events a week for our students who are living on campus or for our commuters. So they've really brought a lot to enhance student life, enhance the family feel and aspect of Pearl River Community College. Now we're going to talk a little bit in the next slide, but we will touch a little bit. I will touch a little bit about our career technical and allied health programs. Very strong. Our allied health is competitive, so ACT and GPA does matter in the application process. And then our CTE, again, we'll talk a little bit in the next slide, very hands-on to where we still are doing, of course, face-to-face with the career and technical. And then networking through our career technical and allied health, a lot of help with internships, job placement after graduation. And then as others who are moving towards their associates, we do have our students can transfer to a 4-year institution. And we're actually rolling out later this month, well, next week, since we have 1 week left, through March on Fridays, we're going to have pathway days in which we're going to invite students to look at the pathway in which they're looking to move towards a 4-year institution, whether it's to our STEM, our nursing program, pre-allied health, business and communications. So we're really moving, we're going to show students what's available to them to move on. And then we'll talk them through what they would have to do in 2 years to be able to move on to a 4-year institution. Next. And again, distinctive programs, of course, is our associate degree of nursing program, which is on our Poplarville campus, and then our allied health. Majority of our applicants are pre-allied health applicants. And so I have a list of what we have in the campus in which they're associated on. Our career and technical, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of benefits is a hands-on education. There our welding, our HVAC. We are currently, like all the other schools, we do have those face-to-face right now, even in COVID, practicing safety measures to protect both the students and our instructors. With our CTE programs, majority of them will have a 30-year certificate, 30-hour certificate, 45-hour certificate, or a 60-hour Associate of Applied Science. High employment rates come from our CTE programs when students leave. And then, as I mentioned earlier, a lot, especially in our business programs, we have internship opportunities in which they're actively helping students find internships, which will lead to future employment. We do have a new program that we're beginning this fall, computer coding technology on our Forest County campus. We're excited about it because it is a very competitive field, a lot of jobs in the field, and especially moving forward, it's only going to get bigger. And with that, we will offer the 30-hour certificate, 40-hour technical certificate, pardon me, that should say technical certificate, and the 60-hour Associate of Applied Science. And so that's some of where I wanted to talk about with Pearl River Community College. And again, it's a very good place. We're growing. Last semester we hit 9 semesters of the fastest growing community college in Mississippi. With that though, we still have that small field, personal attention. Our instructors do know our students, and that is more beneficial. They may not realize coming out of high school how beneficial that is, but as they get to know their instructors and build that relationship, it only helps them as they move forward, either into the workforce or into their 4-year program. And also all of our information, prcc.edu/recruitment is our webpage. Feel free, or I invite you to visit it and learn more about Pearl River. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda Griffin, and I serve as an enrollment specialist at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. Today, we are the Crew of Blue. So for those that are celebrating Mardi Gras here on the coast, I know you all can relate. We're all sad and it's very chilly, but we are excited to be with you guys today. I do have my coworker, Jaquisha Easterling, and also our Dean, Delana Harris, on the webinar with me today, who will be helping me go over a few different things that make Mississippi Gulf Coast great. So today we're going to be speaking about our scholarships, programs, so some of our flagship programs that we offer, student resources available, and also some of the new buildings that we have coming online. So let's get started. All right, so Mississippi Gulf Coast offers tons of different scholarship opportunities, first of which is our Academic Excellence Scholarship. So this scholarship is for those, for students who make a 20 or higher on the ACT. All of these different brackets will actually go up, the higher they make. So a 21 to 24, students are looking at half paid tuition. 25 to a 28, they're looking at 3/4 paid tuition, and then a 29 and above, they're looking at a full paid tuition, and that also includes housing. So the New Century Skills Scholarship is our career and technical scholarship. So this scholarship, the best thing about this is students are not limited to stick with those career and technical programs while they are still in whatever they pursue in high school. They are actually able to think outside of the box. And if they do auto mechanics in high school and they would rather pursue something like mechanical engineering whenever they head to Mississippi Gulf Coast, they can absolutely change it up and move from the career and technical side to the academic side. But these scholarships, if students have a 3.0 to a 3.45, they would qualify for a half tuition scholarship with us. And if they have that 3.5 to a 4.0, they're going to qualify for a full tuition scholarship with us. So that is a wonderful opportunity for those that are in high school, have completed that 2-year career and technical program, are Mississippi residents, and have that 3.0 or higher GPA. Of course, we also offer athletic scholarships. We also have a full tuition scholarship for the Band of Gold members. Students are able to apply for the Band of Gold on our website. We also offer foundation scholarships. This is money donated to the institution from alumni or businesses and organizations within our community. So these foundation scholarships are all stackable with whatever scholarships, other scholarships or awards that students may receive. They can sometimes be $500 to $1,000. There is only one application. We have over 150 of these opportunities for students to fill out, and they can apply on our website. It is an online application, very, very simple to complete. That application does ask for a recommendation letter and also a personal statement. We just always encourage students to kind of tell a little bit about themselves and why they're choosing Gulf Coast and maybe their future plans, just so we can make the awarding process a little bit easier and pair them with the best scholarship to fit their needs. And then we also have performance and service-based scholarships. So these are scholarships that students are able or eligible to receive for doing some type of service for the institution. So thinking about our reflections team, maybe they're a resident assistant, maybe they're in choir, something along those lines. So typically students would also be awarded these scholarships, based on an interview process or if they in fact made those teams. So lots of different scholarship opportunities. We have a few more beyond those that are listed here. These are just the most common ones that students receive. To view all of these, you can visit our website at mgccc.edu/scholarships. And I will let Ja take it over next with our programs.
Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Jaquisha Easterling and I'm also a college recruiter here at Mississippi Gulf Coast. So Amanda just gave us a great overview of all our scholarships. So now I will talk about our different, the different programs that we offer at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. So we do offer over 60 career and technical programs at Mississippi Gulf Coast. The great thing about it, so to kind of jump back a little bit, we do have 3 campuses and 7 centers. So the great thing about it, we do offer like different career and technical programs at each campus, for an example. So yeah, we have over 60 career and technical programs here at Mississippi Gulf Coast, and we also have great partnerships with different businesses along the coast. And just to name a few, we do have a partnership with Ingalls, which is located in Pascagoula. We do have a great partnership with Chevron and Memorial Hospital. So as I mentioned earlier, like the different campuses and centers that we have along the coast, like for an example, we do offer welding at the Jackson County campus. And the great thing about it, since we do offer welding at the Jackson County campus, when students complete a 2-year career technical program with us, a lot of them can go to Ingalls and, secure a job. So that's the great thing about us offering the different programs at different centers and campuses along the coast. And just to name a few here that we have listed, like the instrumentation and controls, the maritime technology. Now the maritime technology program, like that is offered located at Ingalls. And so we have a few, well, we have a lot actually, but we just have a few here listed. The Culinary Arts and Technology program that is offered at the Harrison County campus. So like I said, we offer plenty, and they are all offered or scattered along the coast at our different campuses and centers. Also, the great thing about our career and technical programs, when students do complete a 2-year career and technical program at Mississippi Gulf Coast with us, they do have a 92% job placement rate versus someone else, versus a student completing a career and technical program elsewhere. Oh.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Delana Harris from Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. And really what I want to focus on is talking about resources. And these are some student resources that we provide at Gulf Coast, but I really want to give kudos to the whole Mississippi Community College system, because the community college system is really well known for providing student resources. And it's really, for us at Gulf Coast, it's not just about recruiting students, but the key important piece is that we want to retain those. We want to see those students move on to successful careers, or as you saw that number from earlier today, that 95% graduation rate from the universities for our PTK students. That's really the overall goal for us, is that we want to recruit students. We, offer those programs and scholarships and provide these resources that I'm about to talk about that's going to lead to a successful pathway for them. So the first one I want to mention is Career Coach. And this is kind of a new one for Gulf Coast. But one of the things that we look at is we talk to counselors, we talk to students, whether it's a new recruit or whether it's our current student, alumni, and we say, okay, what would have been helpful for you in that decision-making process while you were in college? And we're finding that students are saying, well, I really need more help figuring out what my pathway needs to be. What am I good at? And so Career Coach really allows a student to do an assessment of themselves, because it's kind of funny. Sometimes we don't know what we're good at or what we actually like in terms of picking that career choice. So they can go in there. It's completely free. And you can actually visit our website and do this with your students, or suggest this to maybe some of your career classes at your high schools, to where they can go in there, create a free assessment. And there's a short version and a longer version. And it's just going to ask personality questions. Do you like working with your hands? Do you like doing, artistic work, whatever it is? And so that's going to kind of lead them to where they may fit in terms of a career pathway, which is going to help them ultimately be more successful if we can figure out what they're, really good at or what they actually enjoy. So the other one is DegreeWorks. So DegreeWorks is something that we just recently started at Gulf Coast. I'm super excited about this. It falls within kind of our area of enrollment within the registrar's office. But we recently changed over to schools at Gulf Coast. So we have 8 schools, and this also helps students to kind of understand how their pathway will be situated. So we have, like, for example, the School of Science and Kinesiology. So students that are majoring in any of those areas that fall within that, whether it be career technical or a 4-year degree pathway, they will be housed in the School of Science and Kinesiology, and they are going to have an advisor assigned to them that's going to help them pick out their courses and enroll and get any resources that that student may be eligible for throughout their 2 years, and then help them with the transfer process beyond that. So DegreeWorks is a really cool software program. It allows a student to do what if scenarios with their GPA. So let's say that they're trying to get into Phi Theta Kappa and they need to know, okay, I need a 3.25 GPA to get into that. What do I need to make this semester in order to be successful? Or I'm trying to graduate with honors, or whatever that scenario may be. So they can do the what if scenarios. They can also do what if scenarios with their classes. How long is it going to take me to graduate? What if I take an extra class here? So that's some of the great things about DegreeWorks. The other thing is it does allow them to plan out, if they would like to, their 4 semesters at a community college. So they can go ahead and see what they need to take each semester, starting from their freshman year, which is awesome. We've also found data that supports that when a student does this, they are more successful, not just at the community college, but in the transfer process as well. And like I said, that's the whole goal for us at the community college level, especially at Gulf Coast, is that we want to see that success rate. The other things that we do at Gulf Coast is that we provide a lot of learning resources. We do have learning labs and learning resource centers where students can come in. They get free tutoring. They can use the computers, borrow laptops. There's private study rooms. There's, when I say free tutoring, sometimes it is students, but a lot of times it's actually our hired staff, professional staff that's there to walk students through those maybe different assignments, or they just a little bit of extra tutoring in a particular subject matter. We do have medical analysis on our campuses, which is awesome, especially right now. Students can go in to one of our medical centers. It's free for our students. Maybe they just have a cold, or they just need some additional medical quick care, and they're right there on all of our campuses and centers, which is great. So like I said, the whole point behind Mississippi Gulf Coast, designing these resources is that we help students be successful. Want to go back really quick to the career coach. If you are wanting to use this in your classroom, I would love to do a tutorial for you guys. Students can also build a resume in career coach, which is a great resource as well.
All right, so we also have some very new exciting buildings that are coming online that either came online in the fall of 2020 or that are coming online this semester. So those of which we're very excited to be getting 2 brand new beautiful buildings at our Perkinston campus. The first of which is a new cafeteria and student union. This cafeteria is very, very nice. So if you're thinking about some of those 4-year universities where you walk in and they have the different stations and like very fresh food kind of prepared in front of you, this is kind of the idea behind the cafeteria. So there are different stations where you're able to get pizza, sandwiches, maybe they have specials for the day, maybe it's catfish, or I know even last week they were talking about how great the Mardi Gras king cakes were that they had prepared for our students. So very, very nice new facility that opened up in the fall. So our students have really been enjoying using the cafeteria. We also have added a new residence hall. You can see here in the picture, this is specifically for females. It's 206 beds. So this is actually, it just came online for the spring semester. So students are actually living, their first semester in this residence hall. There is a picture of it there on the screen, so you can get an idea of the size. So we're very excited and proud to have this new facility on campus as well. And the best thing about it is it's very high tech, and students can actually access their rooms with their ID card. So we're kind of doing away with all of those keys. So students are really excited about that. We also have the Impact Building, which is our immersive media performing arts center at the Harrison County campus. This center is actually, it's very nice. So it's a huge theater, auditorium style. They have VIP.
1 minute warning.
Oh, with the traditional boxes, it's over 50,000 square foot, and they also have a black box theater. And then we also added a new STEM building at the Jackson County campus. So this is exactly what it says, the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math building. Very nice facility. And we will go to our last slide that contains our contact information. So if you guys have any other questions for us, please feel free to reach out to us at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. You'll see our recruiting at mgccc.edu email address down below, and then our phone number as well. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Karen Lee Brister. I'm the academic recruiter at Southwest Mississippi Community College. At Southwest, we have lots of great things to offer for all of our students. And I'll be showing you a little bit about that today, and then also giving you some contact information. You can advance the slide, please. One of the things we're really proud at Southwest, among many, are our recent honors and accolades. We have recently been named one of the top 15 community colleges in the nation and #1 in the state of Mississippi. We have also, for the 4th year in a row, received the notification from the Great Colleges to Work For that we are on the honor roll, which means we placed in many of the different levels in that publication. And then also in 2021, we have received one of the top 150 Aspen prizes. So just to give y'all a little bit about, when we say that we've got great things going on at Southwest, we really mean it, and we are being recognized for that, not just in Mississippi, but also throughout the nation. One of the many things that's kind of set us separate from a lot of places around the nation has been our opportunity to stay open during COVID. Of course, we were all sheltered in place last spring, but when we started back in August, we have been happy to report that our residence halls have been open, our campus has been open, our dining facility has been open, and our classrooms have been open, most importantly. So we have been able to continue with all of our academic classes and all of our career technical classes on campus. Of course, we do offer a hybrid scheduling where students can come to campus for some classes and then go online for some classes. And then also we have recently been named #1 in the nation for online classes. So we have a very strong online presence as well, where students can take all of their classes online. We are still welcoming guests to campus. So if any of your students would like to visit our campus, we would love to show them around and talk to them a little bit about Southwest. We create one-on-one campus visits to cater to fit the students' needs. So if a student comes in and wants to talk just specifically about education, teaching, and coaching, then we will sit down and just visit with that one student. We don't do big campus tours where we have multiple students in one setting unless someone comes with them. We have individualized and articulation centered academic and career counseling advising. So the purpose behind this is because what we were seeing is when we were having massive orientations for students, especially incoming freshmen, we were missing some of that one-on-one that kind of sets Southwest apart. So our students are welcomed into the summer to come and sit down, and we block off an hour with an advisor and schedule their classes. A lot of times at this point, the advisor will also kind of give them a roadmap of what to expect for the next few semesters at Southwest. And then, of course, as we're working on that with the students, as many students like myself didn't know where we were going to transfer when we left Southwest. So we look at different options and try to create their schedule based on what they think that they might do on that next step. Of course, we have a quality education at an affordable price. That's one consistent message that you've heard from everyone today, and we're no different. The community college system in Mississippi is absolutely incredible, and I'm so grateful that I'm a product of that. I would not be as successful as I am today had I not gotten a start at a Mississippi community college. I really believe that. So, of course, we have very affordable prices. You can find all of that on our website at smcc.edu. And we have numerous grants, scholarships, work study jobs, and veterans assistance. We're actually ranked as a certified military friendly school. We have a veterans assistance specialist in our financial aid center. So whether students are coming maybe while they're serving, taking online classes, we have lots of students who do that. Or maybe we have a student who's coming and using some military benefits from a mother or father. We have a specialist that works specifically with those. So kind of on my side of things, my forte is academic recruitment. As I mentioned, I'm a product of Southwest Academics. And I'm proud to say that when I left my community college and transferred to my university, which is an outstanding university in Mississippi as well, I was able to actually tutor some of my friends when I got to that university who were taking classes that I had already taken at community college, which I think speaks for a lot for the academic excellence at Southwest. Of course, we provide students with your first 2 years of a 4-year college degree. I always tell students, if you direct them to our catalog, to remember to think outside of the box. Our catalog lists the majority of our majors, but there are some in there that are not listed that we might can get them their first 2 years for. So always just give me a call and we'll kind of dig deep in that articulation agreement and make sure that we can get them set up. And then one of the things that I always like to talk about when we talk about academics is our Phi Theta Kappa. Of course, we have an excellent award-winning Phi Theta Kappa, so we're always looking to send students to that next level with Phi Theta Kappa scholarships. Of course, you can't talk about Southwest without talking about our career technical education. We have over 20 programs right now, excuse me, and these prepare students to go into the workforce. Of course, we also have recently created an agreement with Mississippi State University where many of these programs can go on to a 4-year college degree. So if you'd like more information about that, you may contact me or Ms. Aurelia Gayden is our career technical educational counselor, and her contact information is on this slide. I say that she is the CTE guru, and Ms. Gayden has been career technical education counselor for quite some time. She's a fabulous lady. She works to not only get those students into the programs, but also to help them with job placement afterwards. One of the things that I hope you're hearing a consistent message throughout this presentation is that we are very hands-on at Southwest. So a lot of these people that you meet during the recruitment process are people that are going to be helping you when you get ready to graduate as well. One of our premier programs at Southwest is our associate degree nursing program. We provide both the traditional the traditional ADN program and an LPN to ADN bridge program. We also offer the LPN program and then a healthcare assistant program as well. These requirements are for our traditional ADN program. You have to at least have an ACT of an 18 to be admissible, AMP1 in the lab, AMP2 in the lab, and college algebra, and then of course the TEAS test. In 2019, our students had a 98% pass rate on their first attempt at the national board exam, which is very impressive. So our nursing students are getting into the program, getting out of the program, passing their national boards, and going into jobs. Of course, we have 11 varsity athletic teams, including a co-ed cheer squad. So if any of your students are interested in any of those, they can contact us and we'll try to get them with the appropriate recruiting coaches to talk to them. We also have a major performing arts mecca at Southwest. You see all the different options for performing arts, but I also want to include that all of these also include production students. So our students are able to get a background in not only performing on the stage, but if they're interested, they can learn to mix music, they can learn to do lighting and sound for one of our productions. The picture that you see on your screen, this is actually the stage band show at Southwest. So we not just have a show choir, we actually have a hour-and-a-half production that we put on every year. And this is several ensembles together to make one presentation. So if you're interested in more about that, you can reach us on our social media at smcc.edu, and you can go to our Facebook link and our YouTube link and get to see entire productions of these stage band shows. But of course, we have marching band, concert choir, and all the different ones you see. all of which are scholarshiped. And students can be in multiple ensembles and scholarship for up to 3 of them. So if you have a singer who also plays an instrument, they can do marching, concert band, and stage band and be scholarship for those 3 ensembles. Of course, we have an array of student activities, pep rallies, bonfires, Mardi Gras parade, which we're so sad we're not able to have today. Of course, I know we're not as sad as our Mississippi Gulf Coast friends, but we still feel like Mardi Gras is part ours too. So I feel you guys a little bit on that for sure. What you see the picture of is our huge Bare Necessities Day. It's basically like a college level field day where we have all kinds of competitive athletic events throughout that day. And then of course our residence hall students, even with COVID, we've been able to do kind of variations like drop off milk and cookies, things like that. Of course, we've had to keep socializing to a minimum, but still be able to help them have some form of events on campus. Student organizations. I mentioned Phi Theta Kappa. We also have active Student Government Association. For lack of time, I won't go into all of these, but our students are able to enjoy many, many things on campus, and we're very hopeful that we'll be able to do even more of these organizations as campus hopefully will start to open back up as far as student activities go. Kind of expand on that. We also have a competitive bass fishing team, an archery club team, my organization that I co-sponsor is Bear Trackers, which is our student recruitment team. So lots of options for students to get involved at Southwest. And then of course, student housing. You'll see this is just one of our residence halls at Southwest. This is Alfred Connerly Hall, which is a men's residence hall. We will begin accepting applications on March the 1st. Housing assignments are on a first come, first served basis. So you do have to have the application for housing in and the $150 application fee to go on that list for housing assignments. One thing that we've recently done all over campus is increase Wi-Fi support and capability. We've always had it, but it's even better now. We also have created hotspots just in case you're from our area and you're able to be on campus. If you have a student who's having Wi-Fi issues, they can actually come, and our parking lots all over campus are completely Wi-Fi friendly now. So you can use access to any of that. Of course, we welcome them if our campus is open to use our library and some of our resources. But if you just need a quick Wi-Fi hotspot, you can come to Southwest into one of our parking lots. Also, we have increased student accessibility. For that, of course, we've always had it all over campus in all of our academic and career technical buildings, but we have now included computers, printing, and increased Wi-Fi in our residence halls, specifically for our residence hall students. So just trying to make it a more friendly place so you can, I guess I should say it's always a friendly place, but make it more friendly to do that online learning. All right, and of course, every day at Southwest is a great day to be a bear, but this is my contact information. My name is Karen Lee Brister, and you're welcome to call me or email me. Even while I'm home snowed in with my family, I'm always available by email, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. We would love for your students to come on our campus and be able to sit down and talk to us and kind of make their plan to be a bear.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. Kirsten tells me there were no questions, but I'm sure everyone got your contact information. So if they have questions later, they can do that. This was very informative and helpful. Those of you who are participating, we will email you the recording for this webinar in the next couple of days, and we will post it on our YouTube channel. We would appreciate it if all participants would complete the short survey that will automatically pop up at the end of this meeting. Please fill it out and give us feedback on today's webinar so that we can keep improving. Stay tuned for our next Topic Tuesday webinar, which will be held on Tuesday, March the 9th. And this upcoming webinar topic is entitled Providing Resources for Personal Finance. We will continue this webinar series throughout the spring semester. If you participate in 5 webinars, you will have the opportunity to apply for 0.5 CEUs. And if you participate in all 10 webinars, you will have the opportunity to apply for one full CEU. These remaining webinars will include topics such as best practices for working with homeless youth, a session led by the William Winter Institute on colorblindness and microaggressions, college and career readiness class resources, and student success resources. You can register for these webinars on our Get to College website. They are listed under the Educator tab and then choose Professional Development. While you're there registering, please check out all the other resources for you and your students listed under that Educator tab. In addition to our Topic Tuesdays, we do have a few more upcoming virtual training opportunities. The next one that's coming up is Kirsten and I's favorite, Fafsa Training. I know many of you have been through this Fafsa training with us before, but if you have not, the next one is going to be on February the 23rd. It's a 2.5-hour training from 1 to 3:30 that day, and there will be an optional CEU opportunity available for that. So in those 2.5 hours, we will take you through the FAFSA and the FAFSA demo and get you very familiar with helping your students and your acquaintances get that FAFSA done. And then we will also be continuing our college and career readiness teacher chats throughout the rest of the spring semester. We'll have one in February, one in March, and round it out in April. And again, registration for all those trainings is under our professional development tab. As always, if you have any follow-up questions, you can reach us, info@gettocollege.org. And here are all of our other our contact information for all 3 of our offices. So we appreciate you joining us today. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call or reach out to us. Thanks and have a great day.